Oh, not the flute. Hey. Anyway, we're about to get Duffel Bag by Joeboy. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see this one from Joeboy. Joeboy, an interesting one, man. So many records, so many potential hit records that he has had recently that's come out. But they've not gotten that Joeboy attention that usually Joeboy is accustomed to. Body and Soul is one of them. Like, it's not my favorite of Joeboy moments, but I'll be like, yeah, the market should eat this up. I mean, it is eating it up to some extent, but eat it up. Do you know what I mean? I can understand songs like Contour. Yes, I can understand songs like Contour, not necessarily gravitating as well as it should have, but this is a beautiful song. Like, it's a very well written song. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing. Freaking tempo is on this. The guitar riff is, it's breathtaking. Like, this is a very fantastic song. His delivery, his vocals sound very airy and rich, you know what I mean? At the same time, I really, really love this song. Little Rhythm, another banger, bro. Another banger that could have connected. But this man didn't focus on this song. Honestly, left alone, like, if he focused on this song, because this came and then he kind of like built on Contour and tried to work Contour, obviously, with the acoustic run. But I think Little Rhythm could have been the focal points that can connect. Contour, I can understand it not connecting quite well. I mean, in some instances, Contour should connect because of tempo's run right now. Like, let me play that song again, because yeah, man, this is textbook tempo. Like, it should connect like a Soweto is connecting, like a So-So is connecting. You know what I mean? In that same vein, I think it should have that appeal. But then again, look at it, man. This song. This is the kind of song that could work in any time. You know what I mean? In any era of dancehall bops. You know what I mean? Like, it has that very, very strong appeal to it. This is a dope record.
She got a man that you wanna get down.
Hey.
Wanna party till the sun goes down.
Oh nah. Those nasty ass guitar strings, man. I love that. Body and Soul did his thing. Designer, banger.
Oh yeah, check that one.
I wish I was standing right now, man. They don't show me bad. Let's go. I've been rocking my. Anyway, let's not get too distracted. My goodness, what a song, man. Yeah, Major Leagues DJs, Major Leagues, all of them, they should get serious with the song, man. This is a fantastic song. But anyway, Sha, I say all of that to say, we're getting a new Joeboy so far. I mean, it's moving on from all these songs that I've hinted here that are fantastic songs that definitely could be worth marketing and focusing on. But we're getting a new song so far. I think he's gearing up for an album. He has been teasing the announcement of the album as well. So I think he has even announced it, has he? Anyway, Sha, let's hear it. Duffel Bag, Joeboy, let's go. Almost like to the same bass impacts we got from Little Rhythm. You know what I mean? Almost that strong. But obviously this one is a lot more AFROBEATS influenced than dancehall leaning. But it still has its hints for sure. But yeah, that impact was immediate with the bass, man.
You say you want the man, we go do you better. Taking mama meta. When you break your back for me. Free me.
Oh my goodness! I think we're having a moment here. I think I have a good feeling about this one. It's exactly what I'm saying. I have a good feeling about this record, especially how Joeboy is coming in there. Already so far, it's become dynamic and it's not really predictable, which is great for a first man. You know what I mean?
Plenty money for my duffel bag.
Oh, not the flute. Hey.
I don't know, baby, can you see?
Yo, I'm loving the breaks. I'm loving the breaks, like the little snip. Like, it's making a very dynamic moment so far. Like, it's not boring whatsoever. It's like, yeah, man, you're stopping it. You're keeping me engaged. I'm leaning into it. You know what I mean? I love it. I love what I'm hearing so far.
Anything what you do, mommy, me no go deny.
I like this
pocket.
pocket.
Hey. Normally, you know what I mean. Plenty money for my duffel bag. You can know when you want to see me, baby. You say you want the man, we go do you better. When you break it down for me.
Okay, Kelly. I could never see Kelly putting this together. That's actually nuts. I mean, shout out to Kelly, no disrespect. Like, it just seems very, like, a lot of risk was taken with the heavy bass impact. Like, dun 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 dun. He gives that very like strong, almost electronic to some extent, but like very dark and heavy with the synths, right? And it's not really how especially a Joeboy Afrobeats has usually sounded. It usually sounded very pretty, has nice guitar. You know what I mean? Very wholesome kind of environment sonically. Like, but this one seems very grunge and dark and like aggressive to some extent. So it's nice to see E. Kelly in that kind of bag. I know there's 2 credits on there on the production. So yeah, that was E. Kelly and Timmy on that. I definitely love how dynamic the song feels. Like it's not so predictable, especially how it comes. I love the pauses and the breaks. And you know what I mean? It just makes for an enjoyable moment. And then we get into the chorus, the main appeal for this one. Your man is talking the shit. You know what I mean? He's just flexing. I mean, in this context of the conversation, he's flexing in a way to impress a lady, which obviously happens now and time again. But it's still coming with that very like, I mean, the money we gave me a duffel bag, and it just has that energy, just has that tone to it, and it was just oozing of confidence, you know. I like that. I like that with Joeboy on this one, man. I'm curious to see what this one looks like on the video, because he definitely looks like he had like a snippet where he kind of had makeup looking like an elderly man or a sugar daddy or something, man. But it was funny to see that. But I think this is a fantastic record. It's simple. It's not doing too much. It will be interesting to see if this one actually has some steam, but because there's definitely a lot more risk attached to this one. I don't know, because it's not really the atmosphere you would welcome a very like aggressive bass intro like that, because that impact in the beginning was oof. I mean, it would work. Because of they've been synths like this or almost similar pockets like that from Rema's Bounce. These are club-centered kind of atmospheres. Rema's Bounce, One Down More is another song that has that kind of presence to it. So it can definitely work in those arenas where those songs worked. But obviously it's coupled with Joeboy's sweet radio aesthetics. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's a different thing from a One Down More and a Bounce, or which other song can overdose, or maybe not overdose, because this one's had like really, really club-centered kind of directions, you know? But this one has that club-centered direction, but again, almost like a blend with still Joeboy's essence that still seems like your mommy and daddy type of music, you know? But yeah, it has a nice fusion of those 2 elements. So I like to see how this one would operate in the market. But I really like where it is. I like how his mind is working with these songs, you know? It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. What was it? Braggadocious energy. Yeah, I see that. Very good. Okay, I see that. Dynamics are dynamizing. Yeah, I love that. Not my Joeboy vibe. I can see that though, because this is not usually a Joeboy pocket. Like, it's not a Joeboy atmosphere, and I like that for him. I would like to see how this one would work, because he has been hitting songs that, okay, is this one going to connect? This single, is this going to connect? This one going to connect? He has been trying to find that one. He has been trial and error, which, again, that's how the music business is, trial and error, man. But I really want, all the songs felt like they could have connected. But there's something missing here in how Joeboy is being presented. There's still that struggle between him and the Loverboy brand and someone that isn't really quite seen as a Loverboy. So there's that disconnect that's happening, because a lot of the songs don't necessarily capture Loverboy antics. The closest I would say would be Body and Soul, essentially, because they try to revert back into that with Body and Soul. I mean, it's doing what it's doing. It's doing what it's doing. But then again, it is what it is. I mean, Joeboy is still sitting in that baby kind of mind, that focus kind of mind, very romantic. You know what I mean? Yeah, like hyper romantic, man, aggressively romantic. Aggressive romantic kind of pop, and it'd be nice to see him out of that lane because I think he can do that out of that lane. Liquid Rhythm was like straight evidence for that. Like this man can tune up like club-centered bangers, and I think he can. But I guess the connect hasn't really come there. And obviously he doesn't have an op too. That's another thing. I have this running theory about everyone needing ops. You definitely need an op. You need somebody that people constantly compare you to for you to be raised in the conversations. And obviously we've had this running conversation about Joeboy being a lot more timid on social media. And it's sad because in the pop scene right now in Nigeria, it's part of the job description to be out there. It's nice to have those people that are like, oh, it's all about your music, which is cool. Your music is great. But part of like stealing the attention, because it's a whole game of attention right now. There's so many things fighting for your attention right now. My stream is fighting for your attention. Instagram has another ad right now, has another run that's trying to suck you into that app. Twitter is doing its own thing, trying to suck you in. Everybody's trying to steal for attention. Same thing reflects in music as well. Like everybody's trying to steal attention, narratives, talking points. You know what I mean? None of that revolves around Joeboy, really, because he's not really. Yeah, he doesn't have a social media like. What did I say? He's not that savvy with it. It's not a Black Bones. It's not a Benson. It's not a Ruga. It's not like. On my list coming out of his show a little bit recently, you know what I mean? Like Rema, Fireball, all them guys, they have their personas really shine out on social media. And Joeboy is in that league of artists I just mentioned right now, but he definitely doesn't come up in conversation because of all these things, right? It's definitely one of those things that he has to like find a way to. And I see him trying, but it's not been connecting quite well. But trust me, all these records that he has been tuning out, if he made a lot of noise around them, oof. I can honestly see some of these songs picking up and moving. And Joeboy will try to sum up in these conversations. And he still needs an up. There's no obvious up here for him. Everyone kind of still loves Joeboy, which sometimes can be a detriment to someone's growth. Because if they love you too much, it's see finish, bro. If everyone loves you too much, you kind of need haters. you actually need haters, man. You need haters in this P. You need a resistance that you can gather. I'm talking too much now, but you can gather and build fan bases and cultivate fan bases out of the hate, because you need people that will defend you. But if they're not defending you from anything, what's bringing them together? Nothing is bringing them together. But anyway, that's the sad reality about how toxic the music industry is, especially in how artists. That's why they pay freaking influencers to put side by side comparisons to usually rile up conversations. It's the nature of it, right? But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. How you guys saying in the chat? You guys are 91%. I can see that.